Okay, quick story before we start. Yesterday, I got in the elevator at my building, and a guy I've never met says, "Crazy weather, huh?" And my brain just stopped.
Stopped how?
Completely blank. I've been speaking English my whole life, Vicky, my whole life. And for about 3 seconds, I had nothing.
What did you say?
I said, yeah, that's it. That's all I had.
See, and that's the thing. If a native speaker can freeze in an elevator, imagine how it feels for someone learning English as a second language.
Exactly. So today's episode is for every single person who has ever panicked over, how's it going?
Small talk. The tiny conversations that feel huge when you're not sure what to say.
Elevator, office, party. We're covering all three.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Vicky.
I'm Jeffrey. But before we start, everyone please remember to subscribe to our channel.
Yes, click the like button and please share our podcast with your friends and family. It helps us a lot.
Absolutely. Today, no big grammar lesson. Just real phrases for real moments.
So, why does this actually matter? Because small talk is everywhere. It's the first English most people ever use in a day. Before a meeting, in a lift, at the school gate, waiting for coffee.
And it's also the moment people give up on speaking English altogether, weirdly. Not the big presentation, the elevator.
Right, because there's no time to think. No dictionary, no prep, just a person right in front of you expecting a quick, natural response.
So by the end of this one, you'll have real lines for 3 specific places: the elevator, the office, and parties. Plus, how to start a conversation, keep it going, and actually end it without it getting awkward.
Because here's what I tell my students all the time. Small talk isn't really about the words. It's about the fear before the words.
Say more about that.
Well, most of my students know the vocabulary. They know how are you, they know nice to meet you. The problem isn't knowledge, it's confidence. They freeze because they're scared of saying the wrong thing.
Which is funny because small talk isn't even about being interesting. It's about being friendly. Nobody expects a fascinating answer to how's it going.
Right. The goal is just connection. A small, easy moment between two people.
And that's actually where I think a lot of English classes get it wrong. They teach small talk like it's a test. Question, answer, question, answer.
Which, okay, I actually disagree a little here, because I think a script helps. My students love having a few safe, ready-made lines. How was your weekend? Any plans for tonight? It takes the pressure off.
See, I think scripts can make it worse, though, because when you're in the actual moment and the person doesn't answer the way your script expects, you panic even harder. Real conversation doesn't follow a script.
Sure, but a beginner isn't ready for just react naturally. They need somewhere to start.
I'm not saying no scripts ever. I'm saying the goal should be reacting, not reciting. If all you do is memorize 5 questions, the second the conversation goes somewhere different, you're back to 0.
Okay, but that's true of literally any skill. You start with a script, and then it becomes natural.
I actually agree with that part. My worry is just some of my students never move past the script. They're 30 years old, still asking where are you from, like it's an interview.
I mean, that's a fair worry. Though I'd say that's less about the script itself and more about how it's taught. If you teach 5 questions as a rigid checklist, sure, people get stuck. If you teach them as a starting point, they don't.
Maybe. Though there's also something in the tone, isn't there? Not just the words. I've seen students say a perfectly correct line. How was your weekend? Completely flat. No warmth at all. And it lands strangely.
That's such a good point, actually. Small talk is like 80% tone and energy, 20% the actual words. A friendly, how's it going, with a smile, does more than a perfectly grammatical sentence said flatly.
Which honestly takes some of the pressure off, doesn't it? You don't need the perfect words. You need warmth.
Right. And warmth is something everyone already has. It's not a grammar rule you have to memorize. Okay, fair point on the stuck on scripts thing, though. So maybe the real answer is start with a few safe lines, but the goal is always to actually listen and react, not just wait for your turn to talk.
There it is. That's the episode in one sentence.
Before we get into the 3 places, though, I think it's worth mentioning what to actually talk about, because half the fear isn't the words, it's not knowing what's safe to bring up.
That's such a good point, actually. So the safe topics, weather, weekend plans, food, the general day, things that basically anyone can answer, no matter where they're from.
And the unsafe ones, politics, salary, religion, anything too personal. Basically anything that could make someone uncomfortable in 8 seconds.
Right, and it's not that those topics are forbidden forever, it's just not in an elevator, not with someone you just met.
I actually learned that one the hard way early in my teaching career. Asked a new colleague how much her apartment cost. Completely normal question where I grew up. And the silence that followed taught me a lot.
Yeah, that one's very cultural. Some places, totally fine. Others, huge no.
So, general rule, weather, weekend, food, the day so far. Safe, easy, works almost everywhere.
Good rule of thumb. All right, let's actually get into it then.
So let's break it into the 3 places people panic most. Elevators, the office, and parties. Because each one is a little different.
Start with the elevator, since that's basically my origin story today.
Elevator small talk is short. 10 seconds, maybe 30. You're not building a friendship, you're just being human for a moment. Comment on the weather, the day, or just say hi.
Hey, how's it going? Good, you?
That's honestly 90% of every elevator conversation I've ever had.
That's a great one to notice. How's it going? And good, you? Super short, super common, and nobody expects a real answer. It's basically just a friendly sound, not a real question.
Right. If someone says, how's it going, and you launch into your actual week, that's when things get weird.
Yes, keep it short. Not bad, you? Can't complain, same as always. All perfectly fine, all very natural.
Can't complain is a fun one too. Sounds a little more relaxed than I'm fine, and it's what a lot of natives actually say without thinking.
Now, the office is a bit different, because you're not strangers, but you're not close friends either.
Coworker zone.
Exactly. So the classic one is asking about the weekend. How was your weekend? Did you do anything fun?
And the answer doesn't have to be exciting. Pretty quiet, just relaxed at home is a completely normal answer.
Right. You don't need a story. My students think they need something impressive to say. And honestly, most people just want something simple and friendly.
I had a student once, lovely guy, very serious, who used to answer, how was your weekend, with a full 3-minute summary. Every single detail.
Oh no.
And I finally told him, mate, nobody needs the full report. Just say, pretty good, relaxed a bit, and then ask them back.
Which is actually the key move in small talk. Always ask it back. How was your weekend? Good, thanks. You? That little bounce back keeps the conversation feeling equal.
That's worth flagging too. You, on its own, at the end of a sentence, is a totally natural, quick way to ask the same question back without repeating the whole thing.
And not bad, you, is another great combo. Not bad sounds relaxed, way more natural than I am fine, thank you.
Which, funny enough, is probably the single most textbook sentence in the world. I am fine, thank you. And you? Nobody has said that in real life in about 50 years.
It's the first sentence in every beginner textbook, and the last sentence any native actually says.
Should be illegal at this point, honestly.
Now, Monday mornings are basically their own small talk event.
There's an unwritten rule that everyone has to comment on the fact that it's Monday.
Even
even though everyone already knows.
It's true. Nobody's actually surprised it's Monday, and yet it comes up every single week.
It's less information, more ritual. Like saying bless you after a sneeze. Nobody thinks about it, it's just what you do.
That's a great way to think about small talk in general, honestly. A lot of it is ritual, not information. You're not sharing news, you're just doing the friendly thing that's expected.
Ready for the week? Monday, am I right?
Monday, am I right, is such a real thing people say.
It's not even a real question. It's just a shared feeling. Nobody wants an actual answer.
True small talk is often not even a question. It's just a comment that invites a reaction. Busy day, huh? This weather, though. You just need a short response.
I know, right? Is a great one for that. It just shows you agree without needing anything clever.
Great one to notice, yeah. I know, right? Super common, super easy, works almost anywhere someone makes a comment you agree with.
Now, parties are the scary one, though, aren't they? Because it's longer and there's more pressure. You might be talking to someone for 5-10 minutes, not 30 seconds in an elevator.
Definitely the hardest of the three. The classic opener is, so how do you know the host? Works at basically every party in the English-speaking world.
It's a great one because it gives the other person something easy to talk about, themselves and their connection to the party.
And then you just follow the thread. If they say, we work together, you ask, oh, what do you do? If they say, we're neighbors, you ask about the neighborhood.
Which is honestly the real secret of small talk. You don't need clever questions, you just need to follow what they already gave you.
I like that. Follow the thread. Don't invent a new one.
And when someone tells you something and you're genuinely interested, that's so cool, or no way, really, go a long way. Simple reactions, real energy.
No way, really? Is a fantastic one to flag. Shows real interest without needing a big, complicated sentence.
One more trick before we move on, though. Compliments are one of the easiest ways to start a conversation at a party in the first place.
Oh, completely. I love your jacket. Where's it from? Instant conversation starter. And people almost always light up when you notice something about them.
I love your is such a useful little frame, honestly. Jacket, earrings, the drink they're holding, doesn't matter. It works because it's genuine and it's easy to answer.
Just don't force it. If you don't actually notice anything, don't fake a compliment. It comes across strange.
Fair, genuine, small, and specific. That's the formula.
And if you're the shy type and starting a conversation feels impossible, honestly, standing near the snack table works wonders. Food is the easiest small talk topic in existence.
This is so good. Did you try it? Instant conversation, zero pressure, works at every single party ever hosted.
It's basically a cheat code. Nobody's ever offended by a compliment about the food.
Which honestly ties back to everything we've said today. You don't need a brilliant opening line. You just need something small, honest, and easy to respond to.
And eventually, every small talk conversation has to end. That part scares people just as much as starting it.
Oh, completely. People get stuck in conversations forever because they don't know how to leave.
The natural exit line is something like, well, I should get going, but it was great talking to you.
Or even shorter. Anyway, I'm going to grab a drink, but great chatting.
Anyway is such a good one to notice there. It's basically the natural signal that a conversation is wrapping up. Natives use it constantly to change direction or end a topic politely.
And nobody thinks it's rude. It's expected. It's just how conversations naturally close.
So let's actually walk through 3 full scenarios, start to finish, because I think that's the most useful part for people listening.
Scenario 1, the elevator. Someone says, crazy weather, huh?
You say, I know, right? Feels like it changes every 5 minutes.
Short, friendly, done. The doors open, you both go your own way.
Scenario 2, the office, Monday morning. A coworker says, how was your weekend?
You say, pretty good, just relaxed at home. How about you?
And then whatever they say, you react with something small. Oh, that sounds fun. Or, nice, I need a weekend like that.
Scenario 3, the party. Someone you've just met says, "So, how do you know the host?"
You say, "We actually went to university together. What about you?"
They answer, and you follow the thread. Ask a small question about whatever they said, react, and eventually close with something like, "Well, I'm going to go say hi to a few more people, but it was really nice talking to you."
One more, because I think this one matters just as much. What happens when small talk goes wrong? You mishear someone, or there's an awkward silence.
Oh, this happens constantly. Someone asks a question, you completely mishear it, and you just smile and nod like an idiot.
We've all done that. And the fix is so simple. "Sorry, could you say that again?" Or even just, "Sorry, what was that?"
Nobody thinks less of you for that. Honestly, it happens to native speakers constantly, especially somewhere loud.
And if there's an awkward silence, you don't need to panic either. "Anyway" works there too. Or just a simple, "So what do you do?" resets the conversation completely.
What was that is genuinely one of the most useful phrases in this whole episode. Honestly, it saves you from the embarrassment of the fake nod and smile.
See, none of that requires perfect grammar or big vocabulary. It's short, friendly, and it follows a natural rhythm.
And that's honestly the whole point of small talk. It's not a test. It's just a small human moment.
So if you're listening and small talk terrifies you, here's the homework. This week, try one tiny small talk moment. Elevator, coffee shop, wherever. Just one short exchange.
And remember, you don't need to be interesting. You just need to be friendly and follow the thread.
Honestly, that might be the most useful sentence in this whole episode. Friendly beats impressive. Every single time.
Every time. Nobody's ever left a conversation thinking, wow, their grammar was incredible. They remember how the conversation felt.
So back to Jeffrey's elevator moment. After his amazing, "Yeah?" What happened?
The guy just smiled and said, "Have a good one." And that was it. 8 seconds total.
A perfectly successful small talk conversation. Short, friendly, done.
If a native speaker can freeze on crazy weather, huh? Anyone listening can survive an elevator.
All right, that's our episode. Small talk isn't a test. It's just a small, friendly moment. Start with a few safe lines if you need them. But the real goal is listening and following the thread.
Go try one line today. Worst case, it's 8 seconds and a yeah.
We'll see you next time. And remember, worst case, you just say, "Yeah." We've all been there.